Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. Welcome to another video here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's a beautiful morning. I'm gonna do some street photography here, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna cover a couple of popular topics here on YouTube. First, I'm going to reveal all so-called professional secrets, so you don't have to watch any related videos or that topic anymore. I'm also going to show you how to make a sharp picture. It's a guaranteed technique, process. You can succeed every time with that. Thank you guys. Oh yes, my camera today is the Ricoh GR3X, simply because I've been neglecting this fantastic camera too much lately. I opened the drawer in my apartment and I saw this camera sitting in the corner looking very sad. So I thought I have to take this camera out and look at it. It looks so happy already. One very popular topic here on YouTube seems to be some sort of professional secrets. You know, this is how professionals use aperture. This is what the professionals don't want you to know. This is the secret way professionals use ISO. This is how professionals use shutter speed, something that you have never heard of. Things like that. I'm sure every experienced professional commercial photographer has a few tricks that they have developed over the years, especially if they work with the same client or similar clients over a long period of time, or they shoot a lot of similar type of subjects. Let me tell you an example. When I was still shooting professionally, commercially, I shot a lot of executive portraits. One of the secrets was to get there on location well ahead and be prepared. Set up everything, set up your background, set up your lights, and be ready once you have your 5 minutes with the CEO or whoever is your subject today. I often also ask someone to stand in for the CEO for a few test shots. If I had my assistant with me, he or she would do that. But if I was working alone, I would ask maybe the CEO's assistant or someone to step in for a few test shots so I can make sure my lighting and everything is spot on when that CEO arrives and I have that 5 minutes to take excellent portraits of him. So that's one secret I can share with you. And it's hardly a secret, it's more like what experience taught me, and it's more like a common sense also. However, there is no secret professional or commercial shooters society that keeps all those secrets hidden from other mere mortal photographers. There are no universal professional secrets on shutter speed, ISO, or aperture, or anything. In the past, I conducted a lot of workshops, and in those workshops I held nothing back. I shared everything I know, everything that was related to the topic of the workshop. And I'm sure I'm not any kind of an exception. I'm sure every photographer who conducts workshops, they will share everything they know in that workshop. It makes no sense to hold anything back. I think sharing is caring, and when we share information, we also get back something when we share something. I think there would be absolutely no reason for any professional to sort of keep some really secret things. And I don't even think it's possible today to have any big secrets because of YouTube, because of social media, and because there are so many photographers around. I think it's just that a more experienced photographer knows more than a beginner photographer, and therefore the more experienced photographer can share his knowledge, but it's hardly a secret knowledge. All the photography knowledge is available all the time, everywhere, if you just are willing to look for it. But sometimes if you're a beginner, maybe you don't know what to look for. That's the problem. And if someone shares a tip, it may be very helpful to you. And that's one of the reasons I'm making these videos. I like to share what I know, the modest information that I have. I don't want to hold anything back. I want you to know what I know, and if that helps you to make better pictures, it makes me very, very happy. Today I'm actually walking with my good friend Robin. Say hi to Robin. Robin, say hi to my audience.
Hello, Matti. Whoa.
I have a question for Robin. Robin, do you have any professional photography secrets that you never want to reveal? Let me get out of the frame so I'm not diluting your message.
Of course there's a secret. There's a secret sauce that I sprinkle on all my photographs so they magically become awesome. Anyways, the truth is there is no secret. You just have to do the hard work. You just have to go out, take the photographs, and hopefully the clients love your photographs and get paid. That's the life of being a professional photographer. But having said that, I do want to share something that I haven't talked enough. I think a lot of photographers don't talk enough. It's about communication. Communication is key. Even before the shoot starts, before the job starts, you have to sit down with your client, make sure that your ideas match with what the client's expectations are, make sure they know what you can do and cannot do. And of course, even during the shoot, throughout the shoot until delivery, you have to have an open communication with your client. And if the communication is good, it's not just in speaking, right? It's also in writing. I can assure you, most of the photography that you do will definitely work. The key is communication.
So what was that all about? You didn't say anything about ISO, aperture, or things like that, or post-processing. What is this? That's not a photo advice at all.
If you are still thinking about ISO, aperture, and what lens or which is the best camera, maybe you shouldn't be a professional photographer.
I think that's well said. Thanks, Robin.
No problem.
I also promised to show you how to make a sharp picture. It's actually very simple. First, I'm going to look for a good subject with contrasty hard light, because that hard contrasty light is going to make the picture look even sharper. It's going to increase the perceived sharpness. I think I found my perfect subject. Is the motorcycle behind me. The light is not exactly the sharpest or most contrasty. The light is not quite what I was looking for, but it's good enough, and the motorcycle offers a lot of hard lines that look good and sharp in my final picture. Let's take the picture first. First, I want to make sure my shutter speed is high enough so I don't introduce any camera shake. The subject is not going anywhere, so I don't have to worry about motion blur. My shutter speed is actually not that high. It's 1/160, but it's high or fast enough for this purpose. My hands are not that shaky. My aperture is 4.5. It's the sweet spot of this lens on this Ricoh camera. And now I'm just gonna point my camera. Actually, it would be better to hold my camera with two hands, but my other hand is occupied with the video camera, so I'm just gonna use one hand. And now let's zoom into the picture and take a proper pixel peeping look. And as you can see, it's very, very sharp indeed. It's so easy to make sharp pictures, and to be honest, I don't really understand how you can not make a sharp picture with any modern camera. However, there are some things that may make your picture look less sharp. Let me explain. Lighting is one of those things. If your lighting is sort of muddy and your white balance is wrong, your pictures are never going to look as sharp as they could. Even if everything is fine in the picture, your focusing is right, your shutter speed is fast enough, and everything is fine, but the lighting simply is one of the key things to the perceived sharpness. Image noise is another thing that makes every picture look more or less unsharp, even if they are actually sharp. But the noise sort of eats up all the details in the picture, and that makes the photo look less sharp than it actually is. And then of course, if your shutter speed is too low, you'll have a motion blur in your pictures. If the whole frame is shaky, looks like this, then it's a camera shake and your shutter speed simply is too low for you to hand hold your camera. Then you should practice hand holding your camera and try different shutter speeds and see what is suitable for you and what kind of a shutter speed you can actually hand hold. If one part of the frame is blurry, then your shutter speed was not fast enough to stop the motion in the frame. For example, a walking person walking down the street requires at least 1/250 shutter speed, preferably something shorter like 1/500 to stop the walking action. Just remember these things and you'll always make a sharp photo. Make sure the focus point is on your main subject in the frame. Make sure to use high enough shutter speed and a low enough ISO. Sometimes in low light you have to make compromises, but in general, if you follow these rules or tips, you'll always succeed in making a sharp photo. And one more thing, make sure to use medium aperture settings, like 2 or 3 stops down from the maximum aperture. On a full frame camera, for example, that would be around f5.6, f8, and for example on APS-C camera that would be around f2.8 or f4 range. Usually most lenses are at their sharpest around that aperture range. But nothing beats experimenting with your own gear. So please do experiment with your own lens, your own camera. Shoot at every aperture, every shutter speed, every ISO, and see how the pictures come out. That's the way to learn, and that's how you find the best aperture on your camera and the best shutter speed that you can handhold and the optimum ISO and all that. Experimenting is the key, and it's so easy with a digital camera. Oh yes, I forgot the most important advice while I was out there taking pictures. Please do not be obsessive about the sharpness in your pictures. Sharpness alone is never going to make any picture great. That's all I have for you in this video. If this was helpful or entertaining, please do consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that if you don't live in Finland. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you soon in the next video.